welcome back to the rest of the story. Anybody that follows my Instagram saw a picture the other day of some combine ruts. No, there isn't any footage of it happening because I did have the camera set up in the combine with me, but Brittany and I were just a little preoccupied with watching out for this. Now this ground is extremely saturated, I think would be an understatement right now. I mean, there's water standing all the way up to that bean field up there, and I've never seen it this soft this far up from the waterway. There's about 20 rows of corn below this yet, and I am fully to the point unless the weather really straightens out here in the next 3 or 4 weeks. I'm really wondering if there's going to be any tillage done on this particular area of the field. There wasn't any water standing in that the day that we did this, but I came down the other night and that's about 6 inches deep. I mean, it's muddy, but that's a lot deeper than what it looks. I definitely wasn't expecting it this far up in the field. I mean, the farther over in the strip that you get, I actually had to stop and back up and get out of the lower part of the field, because towards the other end of the strip it does start to taper down a little bit lower and closer to the waterway. But literally the combine, we just emptied out into the grain cart. We didn't have much for grain on it because we went down to the other end. We started this way and we were going about 1.5 miles, 2 miles an hour, because we're trying to feel for the tires slipping at all. And we made it through that and we got up to about here, and I was still kind of borderline if I could make it through it by driving ahead, and I would have just mowed over these rows of corn, just get the combine out, or back up. And going straight ahead turns out really wasn't the best option. I mean, I think everybody's pretty familiar what the consistency of pudding is, but that really is exactly how soft that is. I mean, yeah, it really does. It reminds me of pudding. But the problem is, they said rain. We started getting rain yesterday, enough to, shut us down. We couldn't do anything, and that is why my last video was when we were combining. We ran until it was 1:30 in the morning doing beans, just because we knew we were going to have a 4 or 5 day saturation spell where it was going to do this. And soybeans, they're like little sponges. They're going to suck up all that moisture, and we're not really sure when we're going to be able to go out and finish up our last field. I mean, we only have one more to go, so it was definitely worth putting in the extra hours and working late in the morning or early into the morning just to try to get done. As far as corn harvest goes, though, I really wasn't expecting getting mudded out in my corn ground. There's approximately 2.5 acres here, give or take, and pretty sure I'm not going to be harvesting any of it unless we get a really hard freeze. I'll keep you guys posted on what we decide to do with it, but the frustrating part is you can't even get to it. I mean, you guys can see down, oh well, my camera's picking it up, but there's water standing all the way down through here. And water, I mean, this strip is doubled up. This is the lowest strip of the field, and just above the gator was the center, the split of this strip. So this was a strip, and that was a strip of itself before I doubled it up. So we're actually on the upper side of that lowest strip back when my grandpa used to run it. And this is the first time in my life I've ever seen the water up this far up into this part of the field. And the disgusting part is it wasn't this this soft all summer. It wasn't until we actually got into harvest season, that we got the amount of rain that we did to shut us down. And similar to last year, but last year I only left 6 rows of beans because, you know, I do the 50-50 split. I alternate every year. And yeah, I'm gonna lose, if I can't harvest this, it's gonna come out to about $1,500 again, give or take, depending on what it would have yielded below me yet. So, but no, this was harvested a few days ago now, but you can see just and we typically don't have these kind of ground conditions. The biggest share of our ground, I'm getting cold by the way, so hold on. Farmer's blow. Yeah. A lot of our ground, the biggest share of our ground, is not susceptible to flooding out like this, and it's not something we typically have to deal with. This whole area is generally well drained, so just another challenge that was thrown towards our way that we got to figure out what we're going to do. So I'm going to get out of here before I risk getting stuck, because you guys can see through the rear view window, but I'm actually cutting tracks coming up through here with the gator. Alright, wish me luck. Take care, take it easy, keep in touch. I hope everybody else that's out there that's still trying to get field work done has better luck than what some of the guys in this area are having. Talk to you later.